Good evening. Tonight we're connecting the vast landscapes of Australia with the strategic corridors of Washington, D.C. Today, Australian mining stocks like Resolution Minerals and Nova Minerals soared, up 55% and 16% after news broke of renewed U.S. interest in their American projects. This isn't random market noise, it's a direct response to the Trump administration's urgent push to secure critical minerals, materials essential for technology, defense, and clean energy. The U.S. is turning to trusted allies, fast-tracking deals, and inviting Australian mining leaders to high-level briefings. These meetings are a prelude to talks between Prime Minister Albanese and President Trump, signaling the highest national importance. Markets reacted instantly, anticipating government investment and long-term contracts. This surge is more than a financial story, it's a sign of a new global competition for resources. For years, the world relied on a single dominant supplier. Now, the U.S. is determined to change that, with consequences for trade, security, and the technology that powers our lives. The rise of these Australian mining companies marks the start of a new era in global resource competition. So, what are these critical minerals? Despite the name, rare earths aren't scarce, they're just hard to mine and process. This group includes 17 metallic elements like neodymium, dysprosium, and yttrium, plus others like antimony and tungsten. They're the invisible backbone of modern technology, found in your smartphone, laptop, and even headphones. Without them, our devices would be bulkier, less efficient, or simply impossible. Their importance goes beyond gadgets. They're vital for wind turbines, electric vehicles, and the transition to green energy. As the world races toward cleaner solutions, demand for these minerals is set to skyrocket. They're the building blocks of a sustainable future, making control over their supply a critical issue. You may never see a rare earth element, but your life is shaped by them every day. Their unique properties drive innovation across industries. That's why nations are now fiercely competing to control their supply. The Trump administration sees America's reliance on foreign minerals as a major vulnerability. Their strategy: the U.S. government is taking direct equity stakes in domestic mining projects, partnering with private industry to fast-track development. This approach provides financial stability, attracts private investment, and ensures the government has a say in how these resources are used. We've seen this model before, like the government's stake in Nevada's Thacker Pass lithium project. The goal: reduce dangerous dependency on China, which dominates both mining and processing of rare earths. China's control gives it enormous leverage. It could cut off exports, crippling U.S. industry and defense. The administration is determined to build a resilient, domestic supply chain, from mine to finished product. This isn't a gold rush for personal wealth, it's about securing America's technological and military future. By investing directly and partnering with allies, the U.S. is rebuilding a capability lost decades ago. It's a long-term play for self-sufficiency in the materials that will define the 21st century. Two Australian companies, Resolution Minerals and Nova Minerals, are now at the heart of America's mineral strategy. Their key projects aren't in Australia, but on U.S. soil, highlighting a friend-shoring approach, trusted allies building America's supply chains. Resolution's Horse Heaven project in Idaho targets antimony and tungsten, both critical for defense and tech manufacturing. Nova Minerals is developing the Estelle Antimony project in Alaska, aiming to supply the U.S. military and build a full American-based supply chain. These projects are attractive to the U.S. government, reducing import risks and creating jobs at home. Both companies are in talks for federal funding and have briefed top diplomats. This is a coordinated effort between governments and industry to solve a shared strategic problem. America's push for mineral independence is a direct response to China's dominance. China controls over 60% of rare earth mining and nearly 90% of processing, giving it a virtual monopoly. Beijing has used this power as leverage, restricting exports during disputes and tightening controls on processing technology. For Washington, this is a wake-up call. Dependency is a strategic risk. The U.S. is now investing directly in domestic projects, de-risking them for private companies. Mining and processing rare earths is expensive and challenging, but government support levels the playing field. The U.S. is also building a coalition with allies like Australia, Canada, and Japan to create resilient supply chains. The Idaho and Alaska projects are examples of this collaborative strategy. The goal: rewrite the rules of global resources for a new era of competition. Why all this urgency? Rare earths are indispensable to modern warfare and advanced industry. They're in the guidance systems of missiles, advanced radar, and the F-35 fighter. Each jet uses nearly 1,000 pounds of rare earths. A supply disruption threatens military readiness and technological superiority. Beyond defense, these minerals power electric vehicles, wind turbines, and even MRI machines. A shortage could cripple entire industries and derail the green energy transition. The stakes are enormous, economically and strategically. The rise of Australian mining stocks reflects a profound geopolitical shift. The US is acting decisively, partnering with allies and investing at home to secure its future. The race for rare earths will shape technology and politics for decades. Keeping a close watch on this new resource competition is essential.